Hello, everybody. This is gonna be my reaction to Destiny 2 Into the Light, the first developer stream. I don't know how long it is. Well, I do know how long it is. It's an hour and 10 minutes. But I don't think I'm gonna watch all of it because I assume there's some parts of it that just don't talk about it. But who knows? Anyways, I'm gonna get into it and yeah, let's see what they have. Also, I haven't seen this or anything about the live stream, so these are genuine reactions. So, and before I start the video, I want to ask, make sure to subscribe and consider liking the video because only a small percentage of people are subscribed, and I want to get 500 or more subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you, and thank you for watching. But let's get into it. Oh, there we go. Jesus, 14 minutes in.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome here to beautiful Bungie HQ in scenic Bellevue, Washington. My
Yes.
name's Andy, and I'm going to be your host today. And today we have the distinct opportunity to go ahead and show off some brand new stuff coming in Destiny 2 Into the Light. But fret not, I won't be the only one going ahead and telling you about it. I'm joined by 3 members of the Destiny development team, who we'll go ahead and introduce here right away.
Yes.
Starting directly to my left, Mr. Tom Farnsworth. How are you doing today?
Great, thank you, Andy. I am doing great. I had coffee,
Yeah.
breakfast on the way here. I'm a little ready to go.
Yeah.
Excited to share all the great work the team has done.
Yeah.
the past many
March
months.
26th.
And just for context about me,
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
the creative lead
April
on Into the Light,
2nd,
and I'll
I
be
think,
here
is the
with you
last
next few
one.
weeks to talk about it.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, we've got a lot of fun stuff in store. And of course, we're joined
Right.
by senior narrative designer, Mr. Jerome Viernich. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Also had coffee
Nice.
on the highway while screaming at passing cars.
Quite a drive in as well. And for the folks at home who may not know you as well as we've had the opportunity to learn about you over the past couple days, who are you and what do you do here at Bungie?
I am a senior narrative designer, which means if you hear a character say it, or if you read it on screen, one of us typed it into a tiny little box
Exciting.
at some point months before.
Hanging out with Excel lots
Jesus,
these days?
months.
Absolutely.
There it is,
Tiny
yeah.
words, tiny boxes. That's me.
It's an important tool.
So
obviously.
he's the one,
And
he's
of
the reason
course,
for
last but
Lightfall
very not least,
story.
one of the most deadly I've ever
Interesting.
seen to rock the thumbsticks, especially in these past couple days, the one and only Mr. Noah Lee, activity designer here on Destiny 2.
Activity designer.
Hey everyone, my name is Noah Lee. I'm an activity designer on Destiny 2 Into the Light. And I have the distinct pleasure of introducing us to Onslaught so we can see all the really cool things that we have in store.
Onslaught.
I'm a long-time player. I've been playing since Destiny 1, and as a player turned dev, I'm excited to show off all the stuff we have planned. I'm just so excited to see what's
Awesome. Well, hey, welcome. You guys, thank you so much for taking time to join us. To everyone in chat, I see a lot of activity in there as well. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us today as well. But yes, today we're going to go ahead and kick things off by looking at Onslaught, which is a brand new activity coming in Destiny 2 Into the Light. For those of you out there that are Twit enjoyers that had a chance to go ahead and see what we've been posting the last week, we went ahead and released some key art last week that is now up on screen. You can see here, there's a lot going on here. So let's go
Yes.
ahead and just start. Tom, can you tell us a little bit about what Onslaught is?
Yeah, so Onslaught is a new 3-player activity that's the kind of the core of Into the Light. It's available to all players.
Yeah.
Wait a second, did they
And
just say
you can kind of see
3-player
in this
activity?
key art, like this is like a kind of aspirational view of what Onslaught is in game.
Yeah.
It's a new wave defense activity. It takes inspiration from a lot of modes we've looked at like in other games and our games
Yeah.
throughout our kind of history. And you
So
can
it's
see here,
actually wave
you're
defense.
in the last city.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited that our players are going to be able to, like, the Guardians are going to be able to hop into this space and defend the last city and eventually take the fight to the Witnesses forces here. And you can kind of see you got our 3 Guardians. They're kind of ringed in defenses.
Yeah.
You also got like,
Yes.
the pyramids in the sky.
Right, yeah.
And there's even some like kind of pyramid terraforming going on in the background
In
there.
the city itself, too.
Yeah.
They are at our
the city,
doorstep.
and there's a few other locations too, but maybe we'll talk about later.
Talk about that later.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so
that
also
location.
too, Jerome, this is not the first time obviously we've ever had to go ahead and defend ourselves on our own turf, but never quite like this before. Our heels are dug in. We're in the last city right now. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on here?
Absolutely. So for the past several seasons, the forces of the Witness have been closing their vice grip around the Sol system. The witness
Yes.
is inside the traveler doing nefarious deeds, enacting the final shape.
Right.
Time is on its side.
Yeah.
We have worked with ancient magics, esoteric rituals, bargaining with our old foes in order to send someone through the portal and establish a bridge, and we chose Crow.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now, until he
for
makes
some
contact
reason.
with us, we are back at home sharpening our knives.
Yeah.
Now, the witness, of course, will do everything that it can to keep us on this side of the portal.
Understandable.
Which means unleashing every bit of its resources, every part of its
Yes.
power against us to keep us pinned in
Yeah.
the last city. So this is about breaking out and discovering new power,
Yeah.
right? Sharpening ourselves,
Yeah.
finalizing
What
our
does
builds,
that
and getting some
mean?
new toys so that we can face down the witness.
That's right. And we're also getting some help from a tried and true sharpener of Guardians as well. Shax is going to be helping us out as well, right?
Ah.
Absolutely. Where some see calamity, Shaq sees opportunity.
Yeah.
And he is going to be opening up his arsenal for us to enjoy. I think we'll hear about that next week, right?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, he'll be your vendor, and I'm really excited for players to hear from him.
Awesome. As someone who spends a lot of time in the Crucible, it's always good to spend more time with Shax.
Yeah.
Inspirational, to say the least.
Absolutely. High volume.
Yeah.
So we get to
honestly,
see
it's the best part of
Shax
him. Just
in
throw
the
more grenades.
thing.
Reminder to everyone.
Never go wrong.
May it be a hint to us all. And of course, Noah, there's a lot also too going on here. I see turrets, I see other activity defenses. Obviously, we're going to jump into some gameplay here, but before
Ooh,
we do, can you tell us a
gameplay.
little bit about what we're going to see when we dive in to play some Onslaught here live in just a bit?
Yeah, of course. So something that's really cool about Onslaught compared to a lot of our activities in Destiny is, like Tom said, it's not an offensive, it's a defensive. Our goal is to defend the ADU, or
Yeah.
Advanced Defense Unit, which allows us to build our
Advanced
defenses like
Defense
turrets,
Unit?
tripwires, decoys, and the main goal is to make sure that that thing stays up for all of your waves that you're fighting in.
Yeah.
And if that goes down at any point, regardless if you're on playlist, normal, or on legend difficulty, your game will end. So the main goal is to
Holy
keep your defenses safe, build them up, upgrade them, and try to
Damn.
get
So
as far as
you,
can.
it's
Yeah,
an
less
immediate
difficult.
L.
Interesting. Already dropping some hints. I like what I'm hearing.
You know, I had to do it. And another thing, just really quickly,
Yeah,
is we had a lot of learnings from some of our activities in the seasons, like deep dives and the coil, where we know players like when we escalate difficulty over time.
Oh,
That's a key
God.
feature of Onslaught.
Yeah.
Go from wave 1 to wave 50, each 10 escalating.
50
as difficulty as
waves?
we've seen in gameplay. And that serves a really cool opportunity for players to test their builds and,
Yeah.
you know, the waves of enemies that we're fighting against are the whetstone by which we are sharpening ourselves.
Excellent. Yes,
That's
build
gonna
crafters,
be
you're on
actually
notice.
kinda
Be prepared for what's
difficult.
to come. All right. Well, I say there's no time like the present. We are seeing a lot of requests in chat for gameplay. I think we can go ahead and dive on in.
The throne world,
Noah, would you mind returning to your throne world briefly to go ahead and kick things off here?
my tithes.
Obviously, yeah, we got to get some tithes for the man himself. In
Yeah.
the meantime, really quickly, obviously, with Onslaught being a brand new activity, we're going to kick things off in a very different way. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to see when we go ahead and start things off?
Yeah, you're going to see it in the gameplay here in just a second, but Onslaught is about kind of establishing a defensive kind of like beachhead in these contested territories where we're like trying to, you know, claw space back from the witness.
Yes.
Certainly.
And we're going to see it in Midtown here in a moment. And so players, you know, start off with you and two other maybe friends you found that you play with all the time, or maybe
Yeah.
you matchmake you in with. And you're going
Yeah,
to,
so there's only 3 players.
work-
That
push forward with
sucks.
Shax's Red Jacks that
Yeah.
you're going to see here. You'll establish a defensive area. You'll deploy the advanced defense unit, and then you'll start placing defenses.
Yeah.
As Noah said, there's
Huh?
there's turrets.
So
there's
it's like
mines,
tower
there's
defense.
vehicles,
That's
there's
actual
vehicles,
tower
there's a quick
defense
little
game
snapshot.
Right. Yep.
in Destiny
And,
To
2.
help once again.
And you can
Yeah,
upgrade
that'll
those
be
too. Like the way
interesting.
the activity works is you defeat enemies to collect scrap,
Yeah.
which is our
Scrap.
currency, and then you can spend that to deploy these defenses. And you're gonna have to be kind of selective. Like each of these defensive locations can move around.
So
throughout the
there's
activity,
strategy
like,
involved as well. That's gonna be
and,
fun.
oh, here we go.
Oh, awesome.
We already got
This is
some
gameplay
action
already.
here.
Yes.
So we're over here trying to create a foothold for our ADU, supported by Shax's lovely Red Jacks. You know, we know and love them.
Oh,
As soon as we cleared
wow.
out the Elixni that are here, or the Fallen, our ADU's here. As we see, we got some batteries in tow, and this begins our first really interesting part of this activity, which is our purchase phase. Killing enemies will grant you scrap, like we see in the top left, and we have
Oh,
30 seconds to
wow.
pick one of a suite of upgrades.
Yeah,
We have
gameplay is not
tripwires you can buy
viable,
for
but-
1,000. Decoy, which is our lovely sweeper bot here, and turrets. I know people are very curious about turrets, so I'm just going to buy this first.
There we go.
But we have
He's playing
our
on
lovely guests,
PlayStation.
Clayton and Ashley, who have helped create this activity in our playtest team. They're with me, helping fill out the fire team, and they're building their defenses.
It's always best to have some solid teammates, and also to
Yeah.
for the folks in chat noticing some weapons, go ahead and just go ahead and observe everything you can possibly see on screen. Oh, it's okay. we're gonna have plenty of time.
Midnight Coup.
Yep,
Yep, it is Midnight Coup.
Connecting some dots.
So
with things
people
that you
are
may have seen
right.
in the key art, but also too. So Jerome, we're here obviously going ahead and doing this for a reason, right? The ADU is here for a purpose. Can you help us understand a little bit about the role that plays in the defense that we're mounting against the Witness?
Absolutely. When all of the Guardians and their allies enter the portal to face down the Witness, Earth will be essentially undefended.
Yeah.
So it's important that we establish solid defenses now.
Yeah.
And claw back as much territory as we can in advance of our
Hung
assault.
jury.
I also want to just point out, I know we're not going to be able
Holy
to look at it,
sh-
and
What
most
are
of the
they
weapons next
cooking?
week,
Oh, yeah.
but we've got some beautiful new lore
Yeah.
on those weapons, and so any of those lore hounds, make sure you check out those
Oh,
hounds.
Yeah,
Lord,
it's, we
yes.
only maybe looking at whatever happens to show up in the stream today, but yes, this is the Brave Arsenal, as it will be known. Players will get a chance to go ahead and be more intrinsically involved with this. We'll have more information on that in the coming weeks, but yeah, for those
No.
out there that are observing maybe some previous Guardian favorite weapons out there, worry not. You'll have lots of information to learn over the next coming weeks.
So yeah, I want to kind of get started on kind of what players have been seeing since we've been talking about
Please,
productivity
yeah.
as a whole. As we're able to see, like the ADU has a health over its head right here, and we
Yeah.
have enemies in waves coming to try to defeat it. If you've been paying attention, we have high-value targets that are mini bosses or elites. called
Ah,
Savage
great,
Shooters,
this
which drop,
champion. That's
these
gonna
repair
be
batteries.
fun.
And for other attempted players, we can see that there are champions involved. So, bring your champion weapons. Make sure that you are well equipped for this. We have different waves and different augments like we're seeing on Wave 3
Yeah.
that
Augment Sky
demand your immediate
Bombers.
attention.
Yep.
We know Destiny players like to run and gun, so we try to get you out of the space of the ADU sometimes so that you can kind of do those objectives to make sure that, oh yeah, I can explore Midtown and all these other spaces.
People are gonna find a way how to
different
break
maps and
this.
Crucible enjoyers know this space pretty well. It'll be a chance for everyone to go ahead and check it out. But
Yeah,
also
it's
too,
a
actually,
cru-
thank you,
it's
Noah, for
just
checking that
a
out.
kind of reskinned
Obviously,
Crucible
the
map.
pyramids have been busy in here, helping to go ahead and mount this offensive.
Yeah, I think they have an eye for decoration.
Yeah, honestly, they're doing a great job. I got to give them credit. They keep it consistent. But Jerome, these are pyramid ships in our own backyard that are going to go ahead and just try and terraform the city. Or can you help us learn what's going on here?
What do
Well,
are they doing?
They don't have to do anything. I
Yeah.
mean, the Witness is doing what it wants to do, and if we don't
Yeah.
stop it, then it's game over.
Yeah.
So they really just need to keep us pinned.
Yeah.
The Witness is inevitable. There's
true.
no way we could defeat every one of the Witness's soldiers.
Right.
There's no way we could, fight them one by one.
We'll try.
We have to deal with the Witness head on.
Yeah.
Inside the Traveler.
Yeah.
And we'll do that soon.
So also too, obviously getting to
Yeah,
and
like
send players
3
away from the
months.
ADU is pretty significant when it comes to accomplishing all of the tasks in front of you here in Onslaught. But Tom, can you tell us a little bit about the defenses as well? Like I think we see some trip mines up already set and ready to go.
Man,
You can
I
see
want
the
this in the
horizontal
game
beams, those are
next
trip
week.
mines. As you upgrade them, the colors will change.
I want this in the game next week. I want to play this
Mine are more
already.
charges.
Yep.
And they get more in size if you upgrade
Because,
them from one trip mine to 2, as we see here.
You know me, I'm a
I'm gonna keep going.
huge,
And then we've also
huge
got the
fan of
turrets there. We can
defense,
show off a turret in a second.
tower defense games.
Those as well. They
I
if they
really
go
love
upgrade
tower
those through
defense
three
games, and
levels as well, they
anything
change color, they
in
deal more
that
damage, they get more health.
spectrum
Yeah.
just.
Fire rate increases
Oh
and
my
everything else.
god, let
Yep.
me play
and
it.
then we've also got Sweepy Bot, who also those decoys.
This
mostly
is setting
just gain
off
health and
massive
change color a little bit.
tower
But
defense
the idea
vibes
here
for
is, like,
me.
each of these defensive locations, you're
And I
we're
really
gonna
want
kind of randomly
to. I really want
yeah,
to sink my
defenses for you
teeth
to
into this when
deploy,
I can.
And it's up to you kind of to make the best choices and use your limited resources,
Yeah.
the scrap that you're collecting, to make the best choices there, because you're not going to have all the currency you need right off the bat to
Yeah.
of course deploy everything and
Yeah.
upgrade everything. You're going to have to be like, no, we want this turret, or maybe it seems like enemies are coming more from this direction. Maybe we should have these trip mines.
Right. Yeah. Let's
So
focus
there's
our
fallen.
attention and
Wait, why are
abilities
they
maybe in a different
fallen? I
direction, where the
mean,
trip
are they
mines
House of
turrets is working in a
Salvation
different
fallen?
direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something I want to bring up is we actually have a bonus objective going on right now. We have secondary objectives that occasionally appear in waves, and this one is just to complete the
speed.
wave within a certain amount of time. And if you complete that while you're defending the ADU, you got to make sure that's alive. You'll actually get a reward, which is a heavy ammo crate that will refill your ammo. When you get higher up in the waves and you get more difficult enemies and like larger waves of stuff, like that is definitely something you're going to be trying to get.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties into the team coordination you can do. Like if you have a good team in the higher difficulties, you're going to need a little bit
What
more
is the
players. You might need
energy
somebody to
weapon
go
he's
out and
using?
do
He's
the
using some
augments
sort
and
of
somebody to go out and
machine
do the
gun?
critical objectives.
Yeah, and also too, so just to make sure, Tom, as well, this isn't the only ADU we're going to be defending in this activity. It moves around the map.
So as Noah said earlier, there's 50 waves in
Yeah.
our challenge.
Every
version
10
of this
waves, it
activity.
moves around.
There's the playlist version, which is just one location. It's easy, quick, fun to hop into.
Oh,
You
we
do
get to
10
go
waves
into
and
the
you're done.
pyramid
And then there's the challenge
too.
version, which we're showing here. So there's
Yes.
50 waves or 5 sets of 10
Yes,
waves.
we get to go
Yeah,
into
is
the
how we like to talk about it.
pyramid.
And with each of those sets of waves, we move
But
around
it's-
the map between 3 different locations.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
And
Every
so
set's
you'll
5
start
sets
at
of
one
5
ADU,
waves,
you'll
5,
defend it,
10
you'll take
waves.
the fight to the witness for a little bit, you'll
Yeah.
come back, and then you'll build up defenses more, and then go fight a boss.
Yeah, which is what we're seeing as well right now. Like we're on
Fight
board
a
pyramid ship now,
boss.
right?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite phases, where instead of defending the ADU, we take the fight to them, and as you see, we cultivate a spark of light, and it's time to run it down, destroy the witnesses, lieutenants, and do a fun backflip. Let's hope I can pull that off.
Do the backflip.
It's important. If you don't do the backflip, chat's going to be very upset. I can already tell.
Very.
Backflip.
Here we go. Ooh. You make it look so easy, Noah.
Because I'm just good.
He is good. He's doing pretty well. I'm not going to
We're also on the first set of waves. So.
It's going to get a little spicier later. The
Yeah.
first few waves are
10 height.
kind of like the training wheels.
Right, yeah, because you were saying too. There's a 10 wave version of this and a 50. Was it?
Yes, there's a 10-wave version
that's
called Onslaught Playlist.
Okay.
If you're in for you want to be in for a short session,
Uh,
I think that's definitely the place for
I
you.
see.
Onslaught, in our experience from playtesting, is really easy to lose track of time and just kind of keep going. You can always be like, just one more wave, a few more sets, and then you're like, dang, it's been an hour. Like it's actually crazy.
Yeah.
Noah, I got a question, if you don't mind. How do you decide whether to unlock new defenses or upgrade the ones you've already got?
So it really is a risk-reward thing.
Yeah,
As
it's a
we've
risk
seen,
versus
when
reward.
you upgrade defenses, they will exponentially increase in price, which means that you have to make a decision every purchase phase. Like, do I want to save my money to potentially upgrade something down the line, and also hope that defense, lives long enough to be upgraded?
Yeah.
Or am I just going to bite the bullet and buy something now that can help me immediately? My strategy usually is that in the first few waves, I will not buy anything to just save up for later, and usually my teammates will do something.
Yeah.
That's where communication comes in. If
Yeah,
you just do
'cause-
that by yourself, I don't think your teammates will be very happy with you.
It's fair. As
the
always,
first
keeping
couple
the
waves
comms
probably
crisp
won't be
is
that
very important,
difficult.
especially as you get those higher difficulty levels. Because we're just in the kind of the fledgling waves of this right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we were doing our playtest yesterday, things got crazy in a hurry. I hope we get to see some more of the craziness we saw yesterday. But I
Oh,
don't
of
want to
course.
spoil anything for chat. Obviously, there's
Aw,
plenty to be discovered in
rude.
this.
Something I neglected to mention, which we've been doing
Yeah.
this whole time, is the ADU batteries will actually heal it, kind of similar to like Forges in the Black Armory
Oh,
from my real vets out there.
That's good.
And the ADU, the enemies are naturally compelled to come over here and attack it. They'll shoot it, they'll knife at it. But also, if there's any enemies that stay in the radius of the ADU, you'll see it'll turn red and damage will start to tick. So that's when you need to throw your ADU batteries in there, and you'll get scrap for that. But if your ADU's full on health, you'll actually get 3 times the amount of scrap. So it's in your best interest to try to keep it as healthy as possible, because you might be able to all your defenses.
Interesting. So especially if you're really pushing for those later levels. In
Yeah,
the
for those
40s,
early
50s,
things, it's
maybe
gonna
it just
be.
behooves you to hold on for the
Oh, yeah.
levels.
Yeah.
So let your abilities and weapons do the talking for a little bit.
These are no joke.
There's bosses. There's bosses.
So yeah, here's one of our augments, just demolitionists. We get these huge ultras that come in and just they're beeline for the ADU.
Yeah.
Since we're on the first wave, they're not that difficult, but I promise you, wave 40, wave 50, these guys are
They're
tanky.
just gonna
They
one-shot you with the
require
stop
a lot of
mechanic.
attention.
We'll
And
give you some credit in making it look easy as well.
like I said, I'm just that guy.
They're just gonna
Preparing
kill you
for
in
this
one
moment.
shot with the stomp
Also, too,
mechanic.
actually, let's talk a little bit of build crafting. What are you running right now, Noah?
So I'm not treading new ground here. I'm a Night Stalker by heart. I got my Gerfalcons on. We actually, off screen, we're figuring out how it's pronounced. But Gerfalcons, everyone, so anyone who mispronounces it, that's how you say it. Doing that, I love Buried Bloodline. It's a great weapon from Warlord's Ruin. I love the Catalyst. And, I'm just doing that because
Wait, how do you
we
get the
might see some
catalyst for
tormentors,
it?
who knows? And I like precision.
Oh,
we're
sweet
doing that
Christ. There's gonna be
because, rockets
torments
on
as
there,
you're
that kind of
fucking
See, over the
dead.
past day or so, as we've been getting prepared for the stream, I'll admit my jealousy for Buried Bloodline has only been growing. I'm a big fan of Graviton Lance. We get along very well. But I gotta say, the precision that you've been getting out of Buried Bloodline makes me upset that I
Unlock
haven't
the
just gone and
Pyramid's
buckled
inner
down and gotten the
chamber.
farming done to get that thing unlocked, honestly.
Yeah, great. So as we
I wonder if
see,
there's more people that
we are
more
actually in the
people that are
pyramid
gonna be
again, so
talking
the
to
boss is
us.
taking the fight back to the Witness's forces, and this brings up a really interesting part of all of the boss phases, where instead of having immune shields or immune phases, we have different augmentations that allow you to increase your effectiveness against the boss. So, for example, this one is augmentation well. If you stand in these wells and defeat high-value targets, you will actually deal increased damage to the boss for the rest of the fight. That's something, because these
That's
are
interesting.
victory laps. Like, you've survived against the ADU, it is time to just single-mindedly take down the boss.
Yeah. Interesting. Also, too, actually, really quickly, Tom. So I know we touched on there being
Yeah.
10 and 50 wave versions, but we got a question in chat from Tyrkanator. Is it random matchmaking? Do you get to bring your own fire team in? Both?
So playlist is random matchmaking, or you can bring your fire team in,
Yeah.
and then I believe the challenge modes, of which there was a normal version and like a hard version, which goes
Yeah.
up to GM. I believe that the normal version is match made. We can correct on socials maybe for the second one. I don't think it's match made, but I
Right.
think everything supports fire team fighting.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, obviously. And honestly, too, it never hurts to bring in your own GM crew if you're pushing 50 waves.
No, we definitely want you to communicate.
So it's
in that
eventually
activity on
gonna
the
end up
upper
being
end,
the level of
especially.
GM.
You're going to have a much better time.
Yeah, honestly. Also, too, actually, while we're kind of on that subject, I remember something you mentioning earlier was, kind of one of the goals, I think, from a design standpoint you were mentioning was that it's kind of just easy to get lost in this activity. The combat sandbox that Destiny has, sometimes you just want to throw down and just test new builds, go crazy, and this is something that really seems to facilitate.
Yeah.
You might even feel it on the stream here as we're going to go deeper and deeper here. Like we've defeated the first set now. We're on the second set. We're at a new defensive location you can see here. That's the river.
Yeah, I'm
walk
gonna be
in,
diving into this
here, and,
mode.
We're to break the fourth
Hive.
wall. We're developers, so we were able to change it to our other faction. It's not always going to be Fallen. We have the Hive that were shown prominently in our poster art.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, for the more
Nice.
keen eyes at home, they may have noticed that behind the scenes, the faction has changed. So
Yeah.
when Jerome mentioned it earlier, every single one of the armies at the Witness's behest is going to go ahead and be a part of this fight potentially. Or which ones are they, rather? Or if you don't mind me asking.
Isn't it just the
This
Hive?
is your.
Yeah, we've got Fallen and
Shadow Legion.
and Hive are going to be pressing the last city, but the Taken are definitely active elsewhere.
Yeah.
They're sort of they're being marshaled for other purposes, which I won't.
Other elements of the
Interesting.
seasonal story are yet to be revealed. We'll let that obviously uncover
Let that
itself as time goes
percolate.
on. Naturally, yeah, there's
Interesting.
plenty for the lore hounds out there to go ahead and discover.
Interesting.
Jerome, also too, when you're putting together a story like this,
That's
obviously kind of
genuinely
helping
very
us realize
interesting.
what the Witness's mission is. Like, what was kind of some of your inspiration as you kind of looked at this activity and the opportunity it presented to the narrative team?
We always start with the characters, like the emotions of the characters, from their perspective, how they would see things, how they would react.
Certainly.
And so that's what made Shaxx a natural fit for this. It's
Yeah,
such
that's
a
fair.
gear-focused activity. It's so ferocious. We needed a voice
just-
that matched that
it
level
just
of
fucking
intensity.
died.
And so that's where we came up with Shaxx.
Ah,
Shaxx is like the perfect hype man.
I want
That's
to.
right.
I want to play this.
It's so great when you get later in the rounds and he just kind of makes you feel like you can keep going.
I mean, that's his goal, right? The Crucible is not a forgiving place, and he's there bringing folks in every single day that he possibly can. So
He's been
it makes sense.
preparing us for this. That's what the
Yeah.
Crucible is for.
No, and that's a great way to look at this. The Crucible is preparing, fighting other Guardians to sharpen ourselves to fight a war. And this is just fighting a war.
Yeah, honestly, this is what we've been sharpening ourselves for. This is that moment. Also, too, kind of in that theme, we got a question from Cozy Spartan in chat. Are there any other weapons that are coming back? As a quick reminder, this is the first of actually three streams as well. So next week we're going to be talking about that. So make sure and mark your calendar and tune in then. Today, this is just a taste of Onslaught and kind of a first look at what's.
Then
to
what's
come
the
in brand new
last stream
activity,
gonna be
Joining
about?
us with Destiny 2 Into the Light.
I'm out of money. I'm broke. No.
All out of scrap already?
Yes. I bought one thing. I suppose I spent it all on these two turrets, which have been performing pretty well, actually. I'm a person, I prefer to upgrade a few things because their effectiveness is much more heightened when you upgrade it. So
Yeah.
I feel like if you all pool your resources to make a few traps really good, that might serve you well, but who knows? I know when you do Legendary and you're in GM, you're really going to need those
Traps.
defenses to help you out because those enemies are powerful and they are focusing down your ADU unrelentingly.
Yeah. All right. So we've touched on there. Are
I don't
three
think the
different
I don't
defensive
think a
tools
lot of
that
people are
disposable
going to be
between
doing the
turrets,
GM
trip mines,
level.
and obviously the decoy sweet bot. And those are upgradable, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Correct.
Cool. How far do those go up? Like what level? It'll be three. Awesome.
Uh,
And as I understand it too, there's a pretty steep progression as they go ahead and continue leveling up. That scrap really ends up being worth it.
They become more expensive, but yeah, they also like it's not like a linear progression. It's more logarithmic. They kind of jump up in power.
Yeah.
But you got to keep them safe too, right? The enemies like you might get an augmentation where like one of those big knights or big fallen captains comes in and just smashes them.
Yeah.
And so you
Yeah.
definitely want to try to keep the space clear.
Yeah, a brig drops in from low orbit and
That
just
happens.
smashes it into bits.
Yeah.
It's been known to happen. Who knows?
Now, in that instance, if one of your defenses
I
is
love
destroyed,
that.
do you repurchase it at level 1?
Yes, you have,
Yes, you have to
lose that.
repurchase the
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And that's one thing you have to watch out for with trip mines. You
Yeah.
know, like I said, they have charges, and they will just, they will go out on their own. But that's why they're so cheap. You're going to have to rebuy them once you run out of charges.
Yeah. And also, I think I saw a question in chat. I missed the name, so apologies.
So it's
to
probably
Alexis. Is scrap individual or is it fire team wide?
Fire
So
team.
we've got an interesting way of doing it. So the fire team earns scrap together, but you each get to spend individually.
Oh,
so,
cool.
so you can't
Huh?
mess up your fire team mates by like overspending. You've got your own little
Yeah.
stock, your own little wallet,
Yeah.
purse of scrap to spend. So you can coordinate if you want, or you could just spend how you see fit to help the team.
Yeah.
In general,
Huh?
anything you purchase is going to help.
Yeah, as someone too, like in the past,
So
I've played,
it's-
personally like a lot of wave-based.
So it
defense games, there you go.
spends.
When it comes to the upgrades, I imagine, like you were saying, it's pretty logarithmic. Is there a feeling of wanting to, instead of getting, three level one turrets, get one level 3 turret, for example? Like, is that power gain kind of the one you want to be chasing if you're pushing those higher levels?
I think it's definitely valuable to do that as long as you can keep it
It's-
safe.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Ah,
Sometimes
that's
it might be
interesting.
better to spread out the
Yeah, that's true.
the damage,
But-
but like a lot of that's going to
yeah,
vary, like
that's
which
very
armor
interesting.
armaments or which enemies are coming in.
Yeah.
And
So
you're
you
not gonna be able to
earn
control that
all
internet
the
track.
same
It might
amount of
be-
scrap, but
this
you
might be
can
an easy way to
spend
lose
it
some thrall.
individually.
But it could be a bunch
That's
of exploder
interesting.
shanks too.
Yeah. We made sure
Tom,
to
who
do
would put a bunch of
diversity.
exploder shanks into a wave? Who on earth would possibly be responsible for that?
Honestly,
You can
there's
blame
gonna be a
Noah.
way
You
for
can blame me
slaughter
drop
shanks.
pods. You can blame Noah.
I've
For
done
sure.
a lot. That
Everyone who spoke
I
to
did
their therapist
spikes and
about Cabal drop
coil,
pods, you go ahead and charge that directly to Tom. You can follow him on Twitter right now.
Oh no.
Yeah. Noah, Jerome, out of curiosity too, when it comes to kind of the seasonal story and where this fits in. So again, we're digging our heels in, fighting against the Witness, just sharpening ourselves. The next step pretty much is just to go ahead and hold out for as long as we can in preparation for that next battle, I'm assuming?
Absolutely. We're waiting for Crow to essentially build a bridge in concert with Mara, with help from Osiris and others. And so it's really the universe is on Crow's shoulders.
Yeah.
And we couldn't imagine anyone better suited
Yeah.
for the task.
Yeah.
Crow has come a long way in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And I think he deserves an opportunity to,
4,000
to show what he
scrap.
can do.
Yeah.
And I think he'll come through for us.
Still has uttered one of my favorite lines. Yeah, we went ahead and chased him into the astral plane. Well, I just shot at him until he ran away, but your way's better. Like, he's earned his spot. He's ready to go, obviously. All right, Noah, where are we at? What are we looking at right now?
So right now we're looking at one of our waves. Like I was trying to say earlier, we actually have a wide diversity of waves. Like as we've seen with the Hive and the Fallen, that it's not just fighting acolytes and thralls every time. We have different compositions. So this is a wave full of exclusively ogres and cursed thrall. Cursed
Oh,
thrall are nice
God.
because it allows you to chunk the ogres if they're grouped up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're cursed thralls, and as we see, they are just booking it straight toward the ADU.
These ogres seem very dedicated to their task out of the gate, honestly. It seems like within a millisecond, they're just lighting up anything they can possibly see.
Yeah, I think they're really dedicated to the Witness, and I think they're also kind of stupid. So
I do wonder.
they're just,
I do wonder how
doing
this
what they-
fits into
what
the
they know.
lore,
I'm not
though.
brave enough to say that to an ogre's face, but I respect you for being able to do so.
I do wonder how it fits
So
into the
we're seeing
lore.
another bonus objective here, actually, which is there are going to be pyramid splinters that spawn. That's a great. Now, where are
I
they?
think there's one up behind you, Noah.
Oh, right here. Look at that. And then if you keep following it, kind of
Huh.
leads you away from the space, and
Yeah.
can't find my distance.
There we go.
We're able to get.
People are gonna find a way how to break this,
We're able to
or
get heavy ammo, which I desperately needed because my berry bloodline is out of ammo.
That's right, I never heard
So there's tension, right? When those splinters lead you away from the ADU, right? You need to kind of have split your attention in
yeah.
two directions.
Yeah, that's something that we were really wanting to index on. So for these critical not critical objectives, for these augments, they kind of incentivize players to like leave the ADU and kind of have roles. As we see, we got Splinter Mines, and you have guards that are guarding them. We have Clayton and Ashley doing that for me.
It would be fun if they had a 6-player version of
You have
this.
less people defending. Like the wave is still coming.
just
towards
made
you,
it
but there's
GM
things
level.
you have to do, and those distractions, which aren't really optional, are kind of what gives you that tension. And kind of allows for interesting build crafting decisions. Like, that's something I kind of wanted to go into. Something that excites me as
Yeah.
somebody who's kind of seen how our seasonal meta kind of develops with things like Strand Titan and Solar over and over.
Yeah.
I'm interested in
Yeah.
seeing if interesting things come out of like Onslaught. You're not trying to stay alive yourself. You're trying to keep this ADU alive, which is a
Yeah.
object completely separate from you. So like its stasis is going to be
Yeah.
more useful. We're seeing Ashley use Arc. She's using Arc Souls, which has proven to be really useful against the Fallen. Like, is
Yeah.
Risk Runner going to be something people want to use? Or Trinity Ghoul? Or Sunshot? Oh,
We're gonna forget that happened. That's fine.
yeah.
So also too,
Every man
when,
for
when it
themselves.
comes to the build crafting element, I can probably
My
imagine when
God,
you're
it's
doing
fun
the
to
GM
see the
difficulties,
game.
like,
The
it's not
game
just your own
does
build you're worried
fail.
about, but making sure you have that communication
Like,
across
no
your team, across
players.
champion mods, across element types. Like, there's probably a whole heck of a lot to actually make sure you're keeping track of throughout this
Yeah.
entire activity.
There's a lot going on in the activity from a moment perspective. We have a bunch of different wave types, augments, different squad compositions, and
Beat the
different
boss.
bosses as we're seeing, and augments there. So really, like, build is king. Like, you're still shooting.
They have the
using your
large
abilities, using
shrieker.
space magic, but it's all a matter of, like,
Augmentation
how you use it in each
reinforcements.
situation. Like, maybe you want something more
Reinforcements.
offensive when you're fighting a boss,
Yeah.
or bringing.
Oh, we get turrets.
But when you're in the ADU, you might want something that'll help you hunker down.
Actually, too, no, we're on that subject of augments. Something you mentioned yesterday I thought was pretty cool were boss augments as kind of the levels continued to progress.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about those?
So we just did an augment just now that had capture points spawn in the arena. Oh, we have one right here. And what that does is that calls in turrets that will eventually come and help us out. If we call both of them, they'll all activate, and that serves to kind of get some heat off of you,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
overall kind of help. Like, these are level 3 turrets. You see them in blue. They're looking really nice and spiffy.
Yeah.
As
And again,
I
you were saying
said, they
three, the
level
fire
2
rate
turrets
also
are
increases
level
in the
2.
Fire rate, health, and damage increases
It's not
for
bad to
them.
have.
But they cost 6,000 scraps, so you're going to need to save up a lot. So
Yeah.
I think it's 12,000 scrap altogether for like going from level 1.
Can you just roll that leftover Shrieker Eye into some enemies, maybe just for the? Oh, it fell off.
Where'd it
Never
go?
mind. All right.
Go full.
Yep.
It fell.
No.
The void calls.
All right. So what level are we on now?
Yeah,
We're on
we're on
wave
wave
20. Was that
calls.
20? Okay, cool. Awesome. Man, this is going well, honestly. Yeah, I will say, especially after yesterday, we learned that Noah is one of the most dangerous to ever wield the 2 thumbsticks out there. To all the PvP streamers as well, go ahead and challenge him openly on the internet.
Hey, I go
Yeah,
flawless. Check my KD.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought you were the gilded one.
Well, I don't want to brag, but as a 4 times gilded flawless, I mean, I'll let you guys brag for that.
Hey, I'm a brag too. I got Riven's Bane back in Forsaken. Petrol's run, that was tough. All my Riven's Banes out there, we know what's up.
Oh.
And Shadows.
Yeah.
Y'all got it.
There's a chapter of everyone's dream journal dedicated to that particular time in their lives, obviously. Drop the Bungie ID, they're saying. Perhaps, I'll leave that up to him.
Drop the
He's-
I can do
Bungie
it.
ID.
I'll do it. Check my rave report. Check my dungeon. Hey, I'm there, bro.
Noah is ready, honestly. He's prepared for this moment.
Oh, that's a bad
So
spot.
new ADU, new location.
Yep.
That's
Yes,
a bad
and that's something I
location.
neglected to mention. So every time you do a boss, you will actually change locations. And let me just buy something real quick because I have money. But the defenses you pick, like that you placed before in your previous locations, those will still be active. So that means that you building up your defenses over time. You obviously can't upgrade these since they're not at the location you're on, but they will help you when the waves get harder. So you having a level 3 turret or level 3
So
decoy
for-
somewhere, that will actually help you out, and you'll be able to take aggro from the waves. Like we see, hey, the turret right there doing damage to the knights. That it all
That's
kinda helps
interesting.
that feeling of feeling like you're
So for the
Vanguard
first
and
like
the last city,
10
like you're helping to defend them.
ish
These
ways, you
replacements are
probably don't want
permanent, not
to
just temporary.
spend it to
You're
upgrade.
really digging the trenches and putting yourself in. Okay, again, we'll put that on the list of things that chat didn't see. We get a veto. That's the one that everyone gets to forget. Sorry, chat, but that didn't just happen.
It
Everyone makes
did.
mistakes, man.
I
Also,
have
too, actually,
recorded proof.
JR Bizzle in chat asks,
Uh,
are there awards
I'm
going to be
gonna
tied to
love
the
this
wave
one.
you get too? Now, I know Noah kind of mentioned this a little bit when he was referencing the coil earlier, but obviously there's
They have
between
to
the level
be.
10, or pardon me, the 10 wave and the 50 wave versions, what's the reward story for each one?
So
of those?
in all the activities, every time you beat 10 waves and you beat the boss, you'll get a chest. You'll
Okay.
get rewards.
So every 10 waves,
Yep.
you get, okay.
And then
I
in
see.
the the challenge mode, there's a normal and the hard version of those. In the normal version, you get
Adapt
a
weapon?
normal chest all the way until the
Oh,
last
yeah,
wave. You can
yeah.
beat the final wave.
Yeah.
You'll get double rewards.
Oh, okay.
And then if you
Ooh.
play the hard mode,
Yeah.
You get adapt?
you get additional rewards in all the waves.
Excellent. Okay.
And so like, there's some little surprises there too. We might have along the way at the end as well, just if you're lucky.
Excellent.
An
Yeah, for the ones
adapt
that are really
weapon?
Gonna go ahead and try it a few times out. Maybe there's an additional variable thrown in there from time to time. Excellent. Yeah. Also, too, actually, Kurt Jones, 29, asks, how do revives work in this activity, both between normal and legend?
Please.
So that's actually a great question.
No.
As we see now, there is not. Oh my good lord! Wait, give me a second.
Tormentor.
What a great time to think critically. The Tormentor on your doorstep.
I can answer that for Noah. Noah, take down the Tormentor. The way
Oh,
that revives work is like in the first 2 sets,
Yeah.
darkness is off. But when we get to the 3rd set, we
Yeah.
turn darkness on.
And
so
extinguish.
if you all go down or the ADU goes down, the activity's over.
That's it.
And in
Oh.
Legend, that's on by default.
Yeah, you don't lose any rewards. Every set you complete, you'll get rewards.
Yeah.
But if you're halfway through a set and you fail,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's it.
Oh,
Just take your lunchbox and go.
fuck.
Well, you can hop right back in the playlist. Or
That's
hop right back in with your friends and
Yeah.
try again.
Which is what I'm gonna do, frankly. Honestly,
That's gonna
this was
be
getting developed behind the scenes here,
pain.
and as we were kind of getting a sense of what Into the Light was gonna be, I gotta tell you, like, just the I don't know, the ability to just go ahead and keep diving back in, testing new builds. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has every single one of their loadout slots filled with some hyper-specific loadout that I'm deeply in love with in its own way. And so I feel like this is the exact
I'm
right
gonna
time to
enjoy
go
build
ahead and just
crafting for
continue diving
this.
in and just, bolstering those loadouts to begin with the Brave Arsenal, which again we'll be talking
So
about
on
next week, don't you worry.
Legend,
But also too is just get a chance to go ahead and
it'll
see how they
actually
can-
be
they can
different
thrive
from
in
playing
environments just
normal because
outside
the
of,
darkness will
even
be on
as
by
difficult as
default
GMs
and
can be. But
extinguish.
something that really pushes it
If
beyond that
extinguish
standpoint
wasn't
of
on,
just
it would be fine,
you're
but
gonna
extinguish
need
is
to be ready for
on,
a lot. We're
and
trying to
that's
throw
gonna
a lot
be
of
a
variety
lot
into
more
it.
concerning
Yeah.
than
Factions that you're
the
gonna be facing in
darkness.
the Fallen Hive that can randomly be in there when you start the mission. There's the multiple defensive locations, and there's like the progression of the waves. There's augments. All these things are kind of working together in concert to like test.
I wonder if
your
Legend
ability to coordinate
will
as a team
cause
and
it to
your risk game
augment
too.
to. If you're playing it
Also
on
too,
Legend, will they
actually,
go?
Optimal Pickle
higher?
in chat, wonderful name, I might add. Is also curious. I know we just talked about scrap gathering, obviously, and how everyone kind of gets their own purse. Are you able to gift that scrap to other people? Or you just get your own purse as a result of
You just get your own
Gift the
purse.
scrap, but you
Aw.
can both. Like if someone places something else, you could upgrade it.
Oh, okay,
You
got
can coordinate.
Got it.
Your spend.
They can drop to level 2, you can upgrade, or they can drop to level 1, you can upgrade it to level 2. Nice, very good. All right,
Ah, that
communication is going to
sucks.
be
Yeah, we wanted to keep it simple and fast. Like we didn't want to have like we did a lot of work to make sure it was as streamlined as it could be because
Eh,
it can get
I
complicated.
guess that's
Sure,
fair.
Careful about it.
in the heat of battle. Honestly, yeah, it's like sweeper
Yeah,
bot,
nobody
whatever.
wants
Yeah.
to open their wallet and be like, "You got a 5?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can you bring 3,000 scrap? Is that?
Like, shot here.
That's right. Just a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost will help you out with that. Let's see.
We're getting up there in the waves, and they're getting a little bit more beefy.
Yeah, you guys are murdering your way through. This is going great.
Another thing I really appreciate about Onslaught, other than like the fact you get lost in it, is like
Yeah.
I think it's a
That
really
means,
great place, like,
I mean,
you
that
know,
means streamers
and-
have some
and just,
stuff
like,
to
you
do
wanna
because it's
bounties,
probably
you
gonna
wanna
be
do triumphs,
offering
you've got,
carries
things
or
you wanna
helps
level
for
up,
this.
catalysts, like,
Oh,
just,
man.
just like
I mean,
hop in
that's
Onslaught
good.
and chill. And
Yeah.
you'll be able to really like just,
I
through a lot of
genuinely
engines.
thought it
So
was gonna be.
Hey,
I
everyone, you can
mean,
leave the
to be
opening
fair, this map
gates
is kind of
Grasp
reused,
Avarice, finally.
but anyways.
You can go
Or
ahead and dive on into the
Shirochi, you don't
onslaught
have
with
to
the rest
farm
of
there
us.
anymore. Don't have to input that wish.
Yeah, and some waves are really like hard, and other waves like if you've got a bunch of guys coming down a hallway.
Wait, what did they
yeah,
just say?
unload
Hold
your
up.
supers, unload
Okay, I
your
don't
ammo, and
like
it feels
back
awesome.
going
Yeah.
back, but hold up. What did they say?
That wish.
You'll be able to really like
Oh,
just,
man.
just like if you want to do triumphs, you've got
Yeah.
things you want to level up, catalysts, like
Oh,
just,
man.
just like hop in onslaught and chill. And
Yeah.
you'll be able to really like just tear through a lot of enemies and like.
Hear that, everyone? You can leave the opening gates of Grasp of Avarice, finally.
Please.
You can go
Or
ahead and dive on into the
Shirochi, you don't
onslaught
have
with
to
the rest
farm
of
there
us.
anymore. Don't have to input that wish.
Yeah, and some waves are really like hard, and other waves like if you've got a bunch of guys coming down a hallway and you
Yeah.
unload your supers, unload your ammo, and it feels awesome.
Yeah.
Really like have that peak power fantasy.
Yeah, it's also
this
too,
will be
I know you're
very
getting some
interesting.
cred in chat for your ability to dispatch champions. I don't know why people are asking about a Bungie dev fighting champion mobs. I don't know if that's a reference to something, but you'll have to remind us in chat. I don't know if I recall that moment necessarily.
Oh,
Ah,
I know what they're talking about.
God.
I'm telling you, I'm that guy. I'll drop the Bungie app. I don't care, man. check it
Shot.
out.
I believe you, honestly.
envy
Shot
that
the
level of
Bungie
confidence.
ID
Yeah, I don't get
then.
it. I hide in the background. I have my name in game is just Andy, and I hide amongst the field of other Andys with all of our little hash numbers at the end of our name, honestly. Though if you see the one with the dead man's tail, you know that's me for certain.
Great weapon. One of my favorites, honestly.
It's so good.
Shout out the
So
Bungie
stylish.
ID.
It's just like my favorite gun in any video game ever, honestly. It's really, really good. Though then again, we
What?
get along pretty darn well. Okay, so we're back on the pyramid ship.
Yes.
Also,
Every 6 waves, actually, you're gonna.
six. Thank
Well,
you.
on the
Six.
sixth wave of each thing. So 6, 16, 26, 36, etc.
Okay.
You will
6,
take the fight to the witness
16,
and have a cool little
26,
counter match.
36, and
It feels like an
46.
action movie.
Yeah.
You and your team get to run down against waves of combatants, in this hallway, and then there's an invincible warden at the end, and the only way to dispatch him and move on is you have to dunk in the
Nice
wrist.
palate cleanse.
Oh, and he
little,
pushed me.
little breather.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the waves.
Also, too, actually, Jerome, from a lore standpoint, from a mechanic standpoint, obviously this helps, make sure that we're pushing forward in the activity and we've got an appropriate challenge. But why are the Guardians able to go ahead and even head back into these pyramid ships to go ahead?
Took us a long time to gain that power.
Yeah.
And now it's sort of permeable. It can go both ways, right?
Yeah.
The Witnesses' forces are much more able to access our space, as we can see right there in
Certainly.
the middle of Midtown. But we are also able to access their space more.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
They opened that door. Now they can't take
That's
it back.
right,
The
yeah.
Guardians are going to be in there emoting and meddling and having a grand old time. See? There we go. Let's go ahead and flex your raid emotes. It's all right. Let's get it out of the way. I say that bitterly jealous because I don't have any of them. Took the wave 27 out. All right.
Ooh.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, this is starting to get
Okay.
spicy.
Yeah,
out here.
it's starting to get spicy.
Let's lock in, guys.
Sorry, we're just making it more theatrical.
Yeah, we totally aren't trying at all. It's super easy.
I
Is
just
that a
know I'm going
turret?
to turn a corner and there's going to be the cursed thrall like right there. You see it.
Huh?
Oh,
Oh,
I got alt tabbed a little bit.
Oh, I'll tab.
all tapped? Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
he
I was-
alt-tabbed.
I was- I was
Oh, I
gonna
got
say-
alt tabbed again.
I was like,
Is
as
that
it turns
ability
out,
seeing
yep,
behind the
everyone.
screen?
Yep.
See
Also,
if they're-
too,
There you
just
go.
for everyone's awareness, too, we're here live in the dev environment. So what you're seeing is obviously a quick peek behind the scenes.
wait a second. Hold
but
up.
yeah,
There's
obviously
something there. There could have been something there. Hold up.
Oh,
Huh.
all right.
Because
I
you
got,
don't just get alt
Alt
tabbed.
tabbed a little bit.
Oh, I'll tab.
You
tab?
don't
Okay,
just get
okay.
alt
I
tabbed
was
like
about to say,
that.
that's
Well,
what I
sometimes you do, but
I was like, as
you
it
don't
turns out,
seeing
get alt
everyone's
tabbed
screen.
like
Yep,
that.
also
I'm
too,
kind of curious
there
if
you
there's
go. For
something
everyone's
there.
awareness, too, we're here live in the dev environment. So what you're seeing is obviously a quick peek behind the scenes. But yeah, we're obviously working off of a dev build right now.
So probably it could have actually alt tabbed then. I
And
wonder if
doing
it
finisher
did,
roughly on thralls.
or if there's something
My
there.
favorite is the quick draw gunslinger one.
Yeah.
Hunter, I actually just bought it. I was like, I need it.
The solar one that kind of does like
Yeah.
the twirl around his finger. Oh yeah.
I was like, I need that. So I'll give up anything.
I got it. I think it was it Guardian Games last year where you got the chair to go ahead and just send them flying at 1,000 miles an hour.
It's hard to
Ah, yeah, the chair.
Never gets old.
Yeah, it looks like Ashton Clayton are just carrying me right now. They're going crazy.
Defeat the
it is their
Tormentor.
job to be good.
Shielded
But
Sky
they're doing this for
Bomber.
once. They don't really have the technically the world's first, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
That's right. Yeah. In our hearts. we're
no,
world
it
first.
really that's gonna be for players, right? We want
Yeah. Certainly.
all of you to be able to hop in this again. Yeah, this is available for all players.
Yeah.
Which is also really exciting. It's kind of like a big gift from all of us here
My
at Bungie
God.
to all of you out there, all of our guardians, our community.
Yeah.
So, yes, thank you. We're excited to be able to get you all buffed to take on the witness.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not going to be easy. Obviously, just another
You have to work.
opportunity to equip everyone.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Something
Yeah.
I wanted to mention, just to get a little peek behind the curtain when it comes to our friend Sweeperbot here, is he used to be the best decoy in the game, better than all his other tiered variants, because there was a bug where only the broom would take any damage, and as we see, he's really skinny, so he was basically nigh untouchable.
Functionally immortal, Sweeperbot.
Oh my god.
Must be nice, obviously, just to have your Horcrux or whatever it is, right? But it's just his broom this time, as it would turn out.
We fixed it though.
Yeah, it's fair. All right.
Yeah,
It'll live on, again, another thing that lives on strictly in our hearts.
Yes.
Also, too, out
Yeah.
of curiosity, Vadar477 in chat asks, will there be, like, if you have just 2 people on your fire team and you want to go in solo, is there a private mode you can dive into this with?
No.
I believe if you hop into higher difficulties, you can do that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. So everyone out there that wants to really challenge themselves, maybe attempt to solo all 50 waves?
You are
I think
not.
the theory is, our running theory is that it's impossible.
I think it's not possible. That's my charge to the community. Can you beat Legend solo by your obviously that's what solo means, but can you beat Legend solo?
Someone's got to do it.
If my teammate on the social media
Yeah.
team, Mitch, is out there watching while on vacation, so don't you dare be working, I think he's got that challenge cut out for himself as well.
Hey, I
Yeah,
learned not to
someone's
underestimate
gonna
Destiny
solo.
community at all. Especially
Someone's
like
gonna
Mission
solo it.
Whetstone, I thought it would take a lot longer for people to
Yeah.
do that. That was quick.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I mean, honestly,
Players
we
are good.
underestimate the Guardians, much as the same as the Witness, at our own peril. So obviously, none of us want to do that. If anything, I'm just excited to go ahead and see this get in players' hands on April 9th.
yeah, of course. I'm so excited to see what strategies people come up with. As we see, we have another augment here where you are killing Spark Hoarders to spawn
Yeah,
Spark. And
'cause
when you dunk the Rift, it
With
actually
this
does a chunk of damage
gameplay,
to the boss.
people are gonna start developing
Looking at the mega- at
strategies
the health
like
bar at
right
the
off
bottom,
the bat.
You'll see it does a decent amount. So when you get to bosses that are a little chunkier, these
Yeah.
are ways to do extra damage to them.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay. That's not too shabby.
Wait, people found his
I am also, I'll say
They had to
I'm
find
very
his
jealous of him. I'm very blunt
Bungie
right now.
his
You're making it look
ID
so
for
good.
Steam because there's a bunch of
It's
just
good.
friend
It's a good
invites
gun.
going
Especially
in.
if you're on other subclasses, it's just free Devour. Plus the Catalyst, you get Devour and Weaken pretty much on
Yeah.
demand by using it.
It's also, too, maybe a small thing, but my personal favorite, just if I had to pick a champion mod, and I know it doesn't work like that, but I do have to give credit to Anti-Barrier, because it's every single barrier. It doesn't matter if it's a Hive Knight shield, doesn't matter if a Taken Vandal goes ahead and puts their shield up, or if a Hobgoblin goes ahead and cloisters up. Like, it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm just going to keep shooting you right in the face. This is not how
God.
this works for you.
Okay.
Oh,
No!
What All right, we're out of stream veto moments, obviously. No,
that
I'm
didn't
sorry,
happen.
but this shame you have to live with.
That didn't happen.
Are you sure you want to hand out your Bungie ID still?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do
Okay,
it.
all right.
I don't back down.
I'll leave it to you on Twitter. That's fine.
I'll get cooked. It's fine.
At our own peril, we underestimate. So is this the final boss encounter in the pyramid for this particular wave?
Yes, for this particular wave, I think we're on wave 30,
Yes.
which means we're on our last wave, which is
Here we
take
go.
the fight to the boss
So it's
again.
definitely a little bit beefier than the last 2 bosses.
Yeah.
But
We're going to
victory
dunk
lap.
and
This is-
kill it in
this is
one
more of a
shot.
trial.
Here we go.
There we go.
So,
Ah,
also
so
too,
the
that,
rift
that
deals
dunking
damage
mechanic
to the
that does extra
boss.
damage to the boss. That's just is that like a modifier that kind of gets randomly
So
added
many
with each particular
waves.
boss?
That's one of those augments, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Hung Jerry.
So there's no guarantee you're going to get that one necessarily.
Nope.
Even better. Excellent. All right.
Yeah, there goes
Guys,
light.
let's do the emote. No!
All right, let's keep running more waves. Also, too, actually, I saw a question pop up in chat. Again, I apologize. I missed the name. Twitch chat is moving fast, but thank you to all you Guardians for joining us. Is there any kind of a timer present in this activity, or do you just get to dive in and take your time?
The only timer is actually present in the purchase phase. We want to kind of keep that fast-paced flow going.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we just have the timer ticking up to see how long your session has been. But yeah, there's no timer. We're not counting down like
Yeah.
10 minutes to beat a whole wave or something.
The only real fail condition is the fire team alive and is ADU still standing.
Got it. Okay. And again, once the ADU is
Sponsored
gone,
by
that's it.
DHL.
Lose on wave 1 somehow. That's it.
Generally,
Okay.
we want to be pretty
If
clear.
you
about
lose,
it.
if you lose on wave one,
but
just
like,
just
you have
don't
to-
That's fair.
play.
There's like a A and B and a C, nothing like that. Okay. And again,
Just
you're only
don't
defending
play
this
it.
one
Just
ADU that
don't
kind of
play.
will transition.
Only the current
Please
ADU. It will keep,
don't
it will move
play
it.
for
Got it.
your
Okay,
own
thank you.
sanity.
Also, too, chat, I see you asking for information on the loot to show us what weapons are on the way. Tune in next week. We'll have plenty for you. I can promise you
Uh
that.
huh. I wonder if it's just gonna be a bunch of
Yeah,
random
Shaxx
rolled
is,
weapons.
If you go into the lore, Shaxx is working with some folks, some characters from the past.
That's right, yeah.
And also opening up his private reserve
Interesting.
for our use.
Characters from the
So-
past.
So is
Could be
this, also,
exciting.
is this something Shaxx has been sitting on for a while, or has he been working on this behind the scenes?
Well, there've been some weapons that have been frowned upon in the Crucible.
Yeah.
And but now's the time to bring those out.
Yeah.
Anything
Vanguard
that-
outlawing stuff is not something we have time for at this point.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if it's dangerous, Now's the time to bust it out.
all the better. Obviously,
You know,
yeah.
high risk, high reward. That's how I see it.
And
wonder
we,
what
if
they
anything,
mean
are
by
facing
that.
down our biggest risk in the Witness so far, obviously. So making sure that Shaxx goes ahead and opens those coffers. Nothing short of generous, I'll say. Just
He has not used
do you
his
even
heavy
move the
weapon at
ability
all.
regeneration right now, or are you just
Or
that
not
good?
much.
No.
That's what, I feel like you're
Consider
not
that.
hearing me. I'm that guy.
You have mentioned that once or
Noah
twice,
plays a
actually. I don't know.
Noah maybe plays an unhealthy amount of Destiny.
Sometimes I will, not even
I know that
sometimes, oftentimes I get off work and immediately I'm like, okay.
I think there was a
That was
boost
on
there,
me.
Noah, by the way, and I'm not sure if you saw that. That's
But I immediately get on and play. I do raids and dungeons. I mean, I've been doing a lot of Coil recently.
yeah. My
Rosaraga.
My dad and I end up playing this game a lot, and so basically every single day after work, it's just like us texting each other, being like, "Hey, so when you hopping on? When you done with dinner?"
That's fun.
I imagine we'll probably more so do the easy modes, but I've got my Nightfall crew I'm sure I could dive in here with. Although honestly, I think at this point he's more loot paid, my dad, than any of us, so I think he'd have no problem diving in here.
That's awesome to hear. That's what Destiny is all about, right?
Yeah, it's a
Bringing
lot of
people
fun.
together.
Yeah.
Yes. I suppose.
All right, that's getting pretty intense. Let's see. Out of curiosity as well, I'm not sure if we can mention this one, but Tom, is there a light level increase with Into the Light, or is this still at 1830? I believe it is.
1830.
It is at the current power.
Current power? Cool.
Yep.
All right, that hasn't
Yep.
changed. Thank you, Nikki Knight, for that question as well.
Oh, it's time. I can make
Is it time?
a super. Okay, no. I don't have enough for that. Nice.
How much scrap you sitting on right now?
I was on 5,000.
Okay.
Spend scraps and onslaught. Onslaught.
I was too late.
Wrapped for cash.
Scrap
I wasn't
for
paying
cash.
attention. You guys on the narrative,
narrative department.
Honestly, that is. I want to say obnoxiously good. It's always like, man,
appreciate that.
These guys are just stealing our job. Want to write tweets? No.
Wait, the narrative team does the
Remaining intense, and again, we're still fighting the Hive. We were fighting the Fallen earlier.
Oh my, please.
So
does
there will
the
be
stuff.
multiple sets of the Witnesses armies going ahead and chasing us down in this activity out here.
He
it's
just
actually
got
super,
destroyed.
Right, yeah. For the sake of the developer
Yep.
tools, went ahead and just swap that over just so folks can get a look.
You know it's getting harder when Noah stops flexing.
I know, right? Yeah.
He's actually
Okay,
having to.
there's a lot going on, you know?
There is.
Like,
Fairness. And I think also
Wait,
too,
is
this
it
something we sort of
respawn
touched on
30
yesterday when we were
seconds?
doing our initial playthroughs, but especially when you get to these higher levels and it's not just kind of the proverbial, comparatively speaking, walk in the park that the first few are. Like, you really got to keep your comms crisp with your team. You got to make sure that you're really
Yeah.
aligning, not even necessarily your champion mods, but maybe sending your scrap to one part to really go ahead and stymie the bad guys there, so you can focus your attention, your abilities, your supers
On another
lane.
one.
Actually, also too to that end, obviously the pyramids have been doing some terraforming, but Tom, when you guys were building this activity, how are you guys going about even changing these maps? It looks like you guys have changed the
Zed.
architecture in some pretty significant ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we looked at these maps, right, we want to have like a bunch of distinct lanes for the enemies to kind of like attack the ADU from, and they give you like
Trophy
these
of
fronts that you have to
Bravery.
divide your attention
Yeah.
across the team. So you really have to be like, oh, they're coming from the left, they're coming from the right. You take this
Yeah.
way, I take that way.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times in these maps, they're great for PvP.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the lanes we needed, and the artists and the designers working together like, oh, like what if like the pyramids
Is that scrap?
just like evaporated this building
Yeah, it
right
looks
here.
like
Yeah.
scrap.
And
You guys are like, great, let's do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that really so we had to open up some channels in here, and like that, we got the great fictional context where we can be like, no, it's
Yeah.
Witnesses Forces, it's not
Yeah.
it's not Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and also too, I'm getting some word from the Traveler in the sky. No, I hate to break it to you, but we have come to the end of our game.
Yep, no,
You must return from your throne world.
I think I performed pretty well, things considered.
I'll be the first to agree with you, especially because I don't want to have to face you down in this activity. I want your help, honestly. When it
Yeah,
comes
we'll just
down to it.
1v1 in Crucible sometime.
Yeah, and also too is I think I think we can say that, but this is going to happen. We maybe won't say where, but this isn't the only location that players are going to have
Yeah, there's
Onslaught
more.
available
Right.
to them. Yeah, there will be more than that. Obviously, Noah, welcome back
Huh?
to the Throne World. It's good to see you.
What
Got
do
a
you
lot of
mean more than
ties.
one location?
You know, I feel like Eris and I are comparable right now.
So you're going to turn into a hive? Never mind. I don't want to attempt turning into a hive god. That's fine. We'll leave that for your.
That's the next
adventures.
expansion.
Obviously, that's true. Yeah, we'll see.
But
no, Noah, thank you very much for taking us through that.
thanks
and
for
of
having me.
course, for everyone here in Twitch chat, thank you for joining us. But before we go ahead and head on out, we obviously, this is just kind of the first look at what's to come in Destiny 2 Into the Light. Again, as a reminder, we're going to be doing 3 streams showing up all of this content that's going to be coming out, available to all players. And of course, before we go ahead and head off, Tom, you guys have all worked so heavily on this activity. Tom, we'll start with you. When Onslaught releases, when it gets in players' hands on April 9th, what are you most looking forward to?
I really want to see what players do with the defenses. I want to see like
Yeah.
what their strategies are. I know Noah's got his strategies. I've got mine. Maybe mine are a little less developed than his. And just to be able to like see. Also, it's a great time to get back in and play. It's gonna be a great time to play. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like new activities, tons of rewards. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be hopping in with
I'm
me and
gonna
my
hop in
Yeah,
for
that's gonna be
sure.
awesome. Yeah. Jerome, as someone who's gone ahead and helped craft this story to bring this to life, obviously, to make sure it fits into the Destiny universe so well, what are you most looking forward to when this releases on April 9th?
First of all, people getting absolutely hyped out of their minds for the final shape, and I want to see what builds arise out of this. It's a kind of a different strategic calculus
Yeah, it's a
than
different
we've seen
strategy
before, so I
that
want
you
to
have
see
to
how
use.
the players innovate and deal with this new challenge.
Strategic calculus. I'm going to file that one away. That's the narrative team, everyone. Geez, just making us all look bad. And of course, Noah, you've helped brick by brick put this together, this brand new activity.
Yeah.
As someone who's obviously spent a ton of time playing it in addition to developing it, when it gets out into the wild, when you've got the chance to play it with your friends, what are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to just getting my reps in, seeing how far we can get, especially on Legend. Get extra rewards, have extra difficulty, just have fun with friends and trying to see like Jerome was saying, like what builds arise, like what cool stories come out of playing things like this. Like we saw, you can have a big tormentor show up and like all these different things, those little emergent moments are what really makes Onslaught special at the end of the day.
Yeah, that'll be
And
interesting to
I'm
see.
really proud of what the team and everyone's done. Like I'm a very small part of a larger team. Teams are way better than heroes.
Yeah,
And
you're here.
Everyone
True.
has done such a great job building Onslaught and just curating stuff for Into the Light. I'm so excited for what's going to show up in these next live streams.
Awesome. Yeah, and thank you guys all three for being here today to represent the team and help us kind of, show this first glimpse at Into the Light to all the players out there. Obviously, it's pretty great to have you guys here, bright and early in the morning.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Yep. All right, everyone. Well, I believe that's it from us here at Bungie HQ. As a quick reminder, again, we'll be back next week at the same Bungie time, same Bungie place to show you some even more content about Into the Light, including some returning Guardian favorite weapons, which you may have gotten a glimpse of today, a brand new look at an all-new social space as well that you can take your fire team down to, and even more information about upcoming rewards. Before we obviously send it off, I want to again thank our guests here for joining us today.
Location.
The entire Destiny development team who behind the scenes right now is working on this content, bringing it to life for all of us. Thank you all so much for your hard work. To Clayton and Ashley, our play testers in the back who went ahead and helped fill out the fire team. Getting some waves. There we go. Thank you very much. To the amazing team of producers who are here putting on the show, thank you all so much. Genuinely, it's amazing to have all of your assistants. They have the distinct difficulty of making me look good on camera, so believe me, their work is cut out for them. And to our team of moderators in chat, you're the real heroes. Thank you so much for your time. But
the
in the meantime, again, reminder, we'll be back next week at the same time and place to show you even more content. But until
whatever
then,
it's called.
take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see y'all Starside.
That's gonna be. It's gonna be very interesting to see what comes out of this. Well, I haven't said this before, but this is gonna be the make or break moment for the final shape in Destiny. Kind of, because they have to do good on this to generate, I guess, hype for the final shape. Which, who knows what it'll do, because I have no idea what the chat was saying. Because I'm not in chat, I'm on YouTube, obviously. As you can see by the red bar at the bottom of the screen. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be intriguing to see what comes out of this. I mean, I may stream or record the first day of me playing it. I may play it solo, I don't know. Gotta see. But it'll definitely be fairly interesting to see what happens with Into the Light. And especially the legend mode. And see who solos it first, because you can almost be guaranteed that a lot of people are going to attempt to solo it, and maybe someone will solo it, because it's like, we have, 2 months with it, from April 9th until June 4th. As long as the servers hold up and they don't absolutely crash. But anyways, yeah. That's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep gaming, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.